Hello, right. I'm just going to wait a minute to see if anyone's joining today. Da-da-da-da-da. What's going on? Okay, guys, girls, we've got to talk. The pre-market is open and things are looking terrible. They really are looking very, very bad right now. So, in a previous video, I mentioned that I am taking an insurance policy on the stock market because I saw that things were too expensive and we need a correction. And we're getting a correction right now. This is the moment where you can make a lot of money. If you are disciplined, emotionally stable, you have money to invest, this is a very good day to buy. So one of the stocks I'm looking at right now is Virgin Galactic Holdings, also known as Space. This is a company created by Richard Branson that wants to do space tourism in the future. It is down 20% pre-market. Yeah, it's down 20% pre-market. The price is $14.38. I'm probably gonna go buy it today. Why am I gonna buy it today? Well, if we zoom out on the chart, we can see that the last time it was this price was back in, was around March last year when we had the big crash in the market. And this stock, it reached a peak of $54 in February. I wrote in my Discord group in late January, early February, the market is expensive. There's a lot of these stocks that are just going to crash. I would never buy them. For those people that listen to me, well done. You've saved yourself a big loss. But I think now it's coming to the time to start considering buying these stocks. So yeah, I'm looking at Space, Virgin Galactic Holdings. Just one sec, gonna write to my group. Yeah, so we've got Space. Another stock I'm going to be looking at. Basically, I'm looking at all the meme stocks. Bingo, BNGO. BNGO is $4.47. It's down 10%. Baidu. Well, we don't know about the data of Baidu. What about Baba? Alibaba. Alibaba is down 3%. Actually, I think Alibaba could be a buy because we have the earnings coming out for Alibaba in a few days. What about Disney? Disney is down 1%. We have the earnings coming out soon. And we got EA. Okay, EA is down about 1.3%. So yeah. I think there's a few opportunities developing out. Right. Do I look stressed to you? I'm not stressed. I was prepared for this, and now it is coming to a good opportunity to buy. We are getting to that moment. The best place for the risk to reward to consider buying the Nasdaq is around 12,500. Currently, we are at 13,100 now. So we're not so far. We're nearly there. but that doesn't mean I'm going to wait until 12,500. I think today I'll take some more profit on my insurance policy. In the previous video, I said I was taking an insurance policy on the market by buying the SQQQ and the VIX. So I'm going to be taking out my insurance today. It's going to be profit. And I will buy these stocks that are cheaper. Let's have a look at Palantir. Palantir pre-market is down 10%, $16.50. Wow. It's a huge drop. Neo is down 10% also. It's $30 for one Neo share. That's crazy. What about Tesla? Tesla is down 7%, $583. Wow. Actually, I think I'm gonna buy Tesla. One of the people in my group, they said, do you see any nice future for space? Yeah, I do think there's a good future for space. Let me share this with my Discord. Okay, we're back. Okay, so we got Tesla. Share it to Facebook. Bum, 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 bum. Hello. All right, you're watching me live. So I'm going to go over the pre-market data. Right now, before the stock market opens in America, things are looking very red. I was expecting this for some time. I mentioned in a recent video that we can see a correction in the market. It looks like today is that day. Tesla is down nearly 8% before the market opens. It's around $583 for one Tesla share. I am actually considering buying Tesla. For the first time in probably 1 year, I'm considering buying Tesla. The best place to buy Tesla would be around $550, but 583, 550, 500, it's not that different in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, that's one company I'm looking at. Another stock I'm looking at is Space. Space is Virgin Galactic Holdings. I think later in this year, this stock can be a lot more than where it is right now. Pre-market is $14.20 for one share. It wasn't that long ago in February that we reached a high on the stock of $54. So going from $54 to $14 for one share, it's a huge drop. This is obviously a very volatile stock. The last time we saw the price this cheap was in, let's see. Oh yeah, it was around June last year was the last time we saw the stock for this price. And actually this level between 14 and 18, it's a strong support floor. I think like long-term space tourism is a thing. Yeah. Now, okay, look, it might be that for the next 2 months, 3 months, the stock doesn't do anything. Maybe. But eventually, this stock is going to be more than $30. So if I can buy something for $14 and it can go to $30, that's more than a double return on my investment, right? I make a lot of profit. So yeah, I'm considering space. If we look at some other stocks, let's see, we got BNGO. BNGO pre-market, it's down 10%. It's $4.50. I'm considering buying this as well. So BNGO, they are all into kind of what they're doing is they're deciphering the human genome, which it can mean that there will be a lot better treatments for, say, things like cancer and diseases. So actually, it's a very good company. You know, it has a lot of promising future with its technology. So I'm looking at this and I'm considering investing in it. Because if I go to the graph, yeah, I would say around this price, it's pretty good. So yeah, the main message, there are a lot of bargains right now. Yeah. I was expecting this correction. Today is a bargain day. And I am going to start buying more stocks today. Okay, so yeah, let's check what else there is going on. If we look at Uber's down about 3% pre-market. I think this is a very solid company. I don't see it disappearing or going anywhere. The other stock that maybe you want to consider is Alibaba. Alibaba is down 3% pre-market. The earnings for Alibaba, they're actually coming out this week. They're coming out on the 13th. Today's the 11th, so that means they're coming out on Thursday. I think the earnings for Alibaba are going to be good, and I think the stock is incredibly undervalued for what it is. For example, Alibaba is valued at, if you base it on a P to E basis, which is the price to earnings, it is 24. And then if you look at Amazon, Amazon is kind of the competitor of Amazon. Sorry, Amazon is a competitor of Alibaba, right? And Amazon is valued at 60, which means that you are paying nearly 3 times more for Amazon than for Alibaba. Really, like, Alibaba is incredibly undervalued. Especially if you compare it to Amazon. Amazon and Alibaba, they are kind of doing the same thing. Alibaba does the whole drop shipping thing, online seller of a lot of goods. Also, Amazon has a lot of competitors now. Amazon has Etsy, Shopify. There's a lot of competitors for Amazon. For Alibaba, sure, there are competitors, but I just think that there are less competitors in comparison. So the simple analysis is, I think Alibaba is better than Amazon. Yeah, and it's much cheaper as well. But you know, you get this with a lot of Chinese stocks. If you look at, say, Baidu, not many people know what Baidu is as a company because it's a Chinese company. But they are the first company in the world to have a self-driving car. Did you know that? It was just this week. They had the driver sit in the passenger seat and the car drove itself. I mean, come on, that's pretty revolutionary. And for this stock, they have gone down a lot. I mean, if we look at where they were about a month ago they were around 215. And now they're around 175. I mean, it's a huge drop. And I think that there's a good future for them as well. So yeah, I'm just looking at the market now and I'm like, okay, shopping day. I have my money ready and I'm going to be buying at discounts. And if everyone else wants to panic and sell everything, that's up to them. So yeah, I think there's a lot of good opportunities here. Let's look at the index itself for the Nasdaq. Okay, so for the Nasdaq Index, it's down nearly 2%, which is quite a lot. Again, I was expecting this correction in the index. I mentioned in my previous video that I think technology is expensive. I don't think it's a good investment for the risk to reward. It just does not make sense. But now it's starting to make more sense. The best level to buy the Nasdaq would be around 12,500. It's just under 13,100 right now. So, when I look at this, I think, yeah, it's getting to a good place to start considering buying. And if I look at the S&P 500, the S&P, right, the S&P is down more than 1% before the market opens. And do I think it's good value for money? Not really. I think it's too expensive. The only place where I would consider buying the S&P would be around 4,000. I think if we get to 4,000, there's going to be some kind of bounce. Even if the market wants to go below 4,000, 4,000 is a psychological number. So it's very likely that it can go to 4,000, it will bounce, and then it will either make new all-time highs, or if it wants to go lower, then it will. But first, we need to go to 4,000. If we saw 4,000 today on the S&P, I wouldn't be that surprised. Yeah, I think there's a high chance that we could get to 4,000 today on the S&P, because we're only 4,130 now. It's not that far off. Now, if I look at the Dow Jones, I think the Dow Jones is very expensive. It really should not be this high. The best place that I would consider buying the Dow Jones would be around 30,000, which is, it's more than 10% away from where it is right now. So I'm not interested in this index. I think it's expensive. There are a lot of people now that are talking and they're saying, oh, it's better to invest in, like travel companies and things like that. A lot of travel companies, they have already gone up 50, 60, 70%. And actually, there's not a lot of people that are traveling. There isn't. And I think probably until December this year, traveling is going to be incredibly difficult. It's very limited. You require all these documentation. For example, if I wanted to travel and go to Thailand, I have to quarantine for 14 days. Now, for most people that have normal jobs and they get 1 month of holidays a year, why would they quarantine for 14 days? Why? You're not going to do that. And it's not just Thailand that is like this. If you want to go to Bali or someplace like that, you have to quarantine for 5 days minimum. Even if you get a vaccine, you still have to quarantine. So when people say, oh, it's a good idea to invest in travel companies, actually, I disagree. I don't think it's good value for money, especially when it's already gone up 50, 70%. I don't think it's good value for money. I am down 10,000. I must say, I bought ARK. Do you think it will reach price target of 200 by midsummer of 2022? Yeah, hi. Thanks for your question and your comment. I'm just going to look at the chart now, and I'll try to get some analysis for you. Okay, so you bought ARK with another K, right? 200. Okay, I'm just getting the big chart for you. ARK KKK. Right. Okay, so I can see ARK pre-market is just under 100. It's about 98. Actually, this is a place where I would consider to start buying ARK. Certainly, I wouldn't be selling here for the risk to reward. Yeah, I mean, the price could still go lower. I would say the price it has a chance of going to 85, but the two areas where I would consider buying ARK would be essentially now when the market opens and 85. That is the two areas that I would consider buying ARK. Can it go to 200? Yeah, I think there's a chance, but you might have to wait quite a long time. Because what I think is going on right now in the market is there's a lot of fear of inflation. But is there inflation? I mean, that's up to debate, right? So I just think a lot of people now, they're making decisions not based on logic, they're making decisions based on emotions. People are emotional. And for a lot of people that bought these investments, such as ARK, and a lot of these meme stocks, they bought it because their friends bought it and their friends made money, so they thought that they would buy it as well, without looking at the underlying value of those things. They were kind of gambling and they had FOMO. That, for me, that's why the price went up on a lot of these things. Yeah, and the price is coming down now because of the opposite of that emotion, which is fear. Fear, uncertainty. So a lot of people have fear and uncertainty right now. For ARK, ultimately, I do think a lot of these technologies, they do have a good use case. So can it go to 200? Yes, but you probably might have to wait until next year to get there. Yeah. Because I just think for this spring/summer, I think the market is just going to continue to be quite volatile. One day up, one day down. And what tends to happen is the summer months tend to be quite quiet. There's not much that seems to go on in the summer. The summer is a month where people kind of are not involved in the stock market. I mean, who's going to want to be like day trading stocks when you can go outside and enjoy yourself? So what people tend to do is in the spring and summer, they cash out, they go on a holiday, and then when it comes to the autumn time, that's when you get a very big bullish pattern in all things. Crypto, stocks, like everything just tends to go green somewhere between September and October. Yeah, so that's just the nature of things. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. No problem. The most important thing is just to stay calm. Yeah, always stay calm and have a plan. Like right now on eToro, my profile, let's see, for this year, I'm up 17%. But I know when the market opens, I'm going to be down more. I'll probably be down 2%. Am I stressed about that? No, because I was expecting this. And I'm going to use this opportunity to buy more. Yeah? Because I'm thinking bigger picture here. For example, with space, if I can buy this company for $14.50, and I would say probably within the next 6 months, the stock can go to 30. I'm doubling my money. And I don't care what happens in 7 days, 2 weeks, 1 month. I seriously couldn't care. Because I just know that there's a very good chance that within the next 6 months, around the autumn time, this stock can be higher. Can be higher than 20. It could even go to 50, 60, 70. It's a very volatile stock. Yeah? So I'm not stressed. Not stressed at all. And for Tesla, I was waiting for a long time for Tesla to drop. There were a lot of people telling me like, oh, Tesla, it's going to go to $1,000. And they were telling me this when Tesla was around $800. Sure, maybe Tesla will go to $1,000, but things don't just go up like this. Yeah, things don't just move in a straight line. And I'm looking at Tesla right now, pre-market, $580. It's looking okay. I mean, the best place to buy Tesla would be, say, around $500. But this is the thing, like when the market is dropping like this, it's a bit like catching a falling knife. Yeah? So you never just buy at one price. You never do that. And you never just go all in. Even though I sound quite optimistic now, I'm not going all in. I will buy a little bit today. And if the market goes down more tomorrow and the next day and the next week, I will continue adding more and more and more. And I'm okay with that, because I don't care what happens in 2 weeks. I care what happens in 4 months, 6 months, and a year. For this year, I'm trying to aim for between 40 and 60% profit for the year. So it's not important what happens in 2 weeks. Yeah, and maybe for the next week or 2 weeks, we just continue to go lower. That's fine. It means I can buy it at a cheaper price. The most important thing is risk management. For a lot of people, they don't practice good risk management. There's that classic adage, which is you should never put in the market more than what you can afford to lose. So let's say, for example, if you have a salary every year of, I don't know, $30,000, and every month you can afford to put in the market, let's say $300, and then you have in the market $10,000, and then you get a day like this, can you recover from that? Yeah, you probably can. But for some people, they just put everything in, and then they look at what's happening and they're like, oh, damn, I need this money for my holiday. I need this money for my house. If you need the money for your holiday or for your house, you have too much money in the market. It's as simple as that. Never put yourself in a bad position. Always be in a position of strength. Yeah? How much money I've got in the market right now does not affect my ability to buy my house later this year. I'm going to get a house this year, and what happens in the stock market has no impact on that. Yeah? If I lose half the money in my trading account, it affects nothing. So always have yourself in a position of strength. Yeah. Okay, so what's happening? Okay, right. Crypto. Let's talk about crypto. So, there's a lot of people. What are your top convection stocks besides Tesla you are looking to buy? Right. I'm really interested in Alibaba, Baidu. I'm also looking at BNGO, and maybe one of the solar companies as well. So there's a Canadian Solar, there's a Sunrun. Yeah, so I'm looking at these because I prepared a watch list. So if I go to my watch list now, finance. Okay, yeah, so in my list, I've got Space, Unity. So Unity Software, they're like a gaming company. They went all the way up to $160 for one share just about 2 months ago. Most analysts, they think a fair price is around 150. And if I look at this company pre-market, wow, okay. It's down a lot. Wow, okay, so Unity pre-market is $76 for one share. That's crazy. It's the same price it was it's the same price it was in September last year. The IPO price was around 65. So it is just marginally above the IPO price. And do I think gaming is going to die or disappear? No, I certainly don't think so. I think it's a good company. It makes really decent games. So I'm looking at this company and I'm like, yeah, they're looking interesting. And then what else have I got on my list? Yeah, so I put down Baidu. So why do I like Baidu? Well, they have the world's first self-driving car. China is leaps ahead of Europe and America when it comes to technology. They are just better at it than us. Yeah. And yeah, they've got the world's first self-driving car in operation. And it was just announced this week that it went successful. It was a successful test. And if I look at the chart, they reached a high of $335 for one share in February. The price now is around $175. It's a huge, huge drop. Can it go lower? Maybe. I mean, the best place to buy it would be around 155. But does it mean that it's going to go to 155? Nothing is certain. And the difference between 155 and 183, for me, it's pretty marginal. But the point is, between 180 and 155, this is a good area to just start buying a little bit every time. And if it goes to 155 and you have an order waiting and ready, you are in a position of strength. But if you just buy everything at 180 and then it goes to 155, you will start to feel bad, and you might even sell it at the bottom because you're in a panic. The most important thing on days like this is just to manage your own emotions. Always be in a position of strength. So other companies I'm looking at, I've got Etsy. I bought Etsy already, actually. And if I look at the data for it, pre-market is up. That's quite surprising. So everything else, well, not everything, but mostly everything is red pre-market. And Etsy is green. That shows me that this company is very resilient. They're in a very good position right now. So yeah, I own some Etsy stock. I'm not going to buy any more. I mean, there's no reason to. But if you are not in Etsy, yeah, might be worth buying some. Okay, let's have a look at the other companies in the market, such as Square. Okay, so Square is down quite a lot. Square is down 7.5% pre-market. It's kind of mirroring everything else. So, I mean, the current price, it's near $204. Do I think Square is good value for money? It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one to answer, because the thing is, the value of Square is tied to crypto. If crypto does really well, Square does really well. Obviously, Square does other things. You know, it's great for small businesses, for other transactions. It's good for those things, and that stuff is never going to disappear. But if for example, Bitcoin was to crash and go to $20,000, Square would follow. You know, it would follow the same thing. And would I buy Bitcoin now? No, I wouldn't. I think Bitcoin is really the amount of risk that you are taking for the reward, it makes no sense. So would I buy Square? I think it's a good company for the payments, but the risk for me is just, it's not good. Okay, another company that I like is SE. SE, it's called C Limited. This company, they are basically based in Southeast Asia, and they have, yeah, what they have is that's the window cleaners. Yeah, so what they have is something called Shopify. Yeah. Shopee. They have Shopee, which is kind of like an online retailer. So yeah, they're quite good. Would I buy them at this price? It's looking interesting. I would consider it. So yeah, I think today what I'm going to buy is Unity. I'm going to buy Unity, and I'm going to buy Space. And then I will just wait. And I'll see what happens with the market. If tomorrow we're lower, and something else looks like a good deal, I might take it. But for today, Space and Unity. Those are the two things I'm going to buy. And let's see, can I check out Airbnb? Airbnb. Wow, Airbnb is down a lot. So Airbnb is around $140 pre-market. We reached a high of 220 before in around March. The IPO price of Airbnb was around 120. Now this is a bit of a difficult one because certainly Airbnb has a big name. But when they had the IPO, I never thought that they were worth 120. The IPO price, when they were listed on the market, was 120. Do I think that is good value for money at 120? No. It has a big name. Almost everyone knows who it is. But does that mean it's a good investment? I don't think so. I think value for money, it's not really there. If Airbnb was, let's say, 120, 100, if it was 60, 75, yeah, I might consider to buy. But I still think at $140 for one share, Airbnb is not a good investment. I think it's overvalued. Coinbase? Okay, so Coinbase, again, you know, Coinbase, it's tied to the success of crypto. And ultimately, if you think Bitcoin is just going to go from here, which is around $55,000 to $100,000, and everything else is going to follow it, then maybe you might want to buy Coinbase. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't think that has a good chance of happening. I think we need to go down before we go up. And when we can go down much lower than where we are now. I think the highest chance is probably going down to between $36,000 and $38,000. And then the market will probably bounce. And then it will either do two things. It will either bounce and make new all-time highs, or we just go down and we test 20,000. So it's kind of like flipping a coin. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think I kind of covered mostly everything. Whoa, the Nasdaq right now, it's this is it's just under 13,100. Actually, I've got a short on the Nasdaq. I shorted the Nasdaq. Let me go to my other account. I've got two trading accounts. I've got one account that is long-term investments, which is my account Zen Trades on eToro, and then I've got my higher risk account where I trade indices. So for this account, let me see. I can show you my screen. Let's see if this works. Okay, so for this account here, I've got a big position on the Nasdaq as a short. I shorted it around 13,925. You see? Which was near enough at the top, around here. So what I've actually done is I've took some profit on this position. Yeah, I'll just put the phone back in here, 1 sec. Okay, yeah, so I actually took some profit on this position on my Nasdaq short. I took out half, and I'm just going to let the rest of it run. So if the Nasdaq wants to go to 12,500 or wants to go lower, great, it can do that. And if it doesn't, well, it doesn't matter anyway, because I still made profit. Okay. Right, so actually what I'm doing now, this might seem very backwards. I am buying China. So I'm shorting the Nasdaq and I'm buying China 50. Why am I buying China? I'm buying China because of Alibaba and Baidu. Alibaba has its earnings coming out. Let me find the date. I know it's pretty soon. Okay. Yeah, so Alibaba has the announcement for its earnings on May the 13th. It is expected to report the earnings before the market open. So that's on Thursday. So on Thursday morning, before the market opens, we will know the results of Alibaba. Alibaba is such a huge part of the Chinese market. It's also a signal of the health of the Chinese economy. So it's a very important earnings. And I think the earnings are going to do well. And if the earnings do well for Alibaba, the whole Chinese market will do well. And that's good for the China 50. So that's one of the reasons why I'm buying the China 50, because of Alibaba. And also, if you look at the China 50, it's just done a huge dip. Not today, but just for the last 3 months. We reached a high price of $20,400 on the China 50, and the price is now 16,800. And it's kind of just been like going up and down like this for the last month. So it's built a support floor. So yeah, if I look at all the markets in the world, for me, I think China is pretty good. It's certainly better value for money than the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing with China. Let's see what else we can take a look at. Okay, so yeah, let's look at Shopify. Shopify is looking a little bit interesting. Shopify is around $1,000 pre-market. Shopify as a company, I think what they're doing is really good, because what's been happening is a lot of people have left Amazon. You know, a lot of people that sell things on Amazon, they have left it, and they've gone to the other options such as Shopify and Etsy. And why have they done that? They've done that because Amazon is actually starting to do things that are, I think, that are not ethically right. Yeah. So say for example, if you have this calendar and you sell this as a product on Amazon and it does really well, what Amazon will do, well, what they can do is they'll be like, this person's making a lot of money. Every time you want to sell something on Amazon, you have to put the information about where you're getting the product from. And then what Amazon will do is they will go to the factory where you are getting this calendar made, and then they'll do a deal with the factory, and they'll cut you out, and you're the person that's selling your stuff on Amazon. And what they'll do is they'll create, you know, like Amazon value product, and they're selling that at a loss. So it's costing them money to sell that product on their own platform. Why are they doing that? To put you out of business. And then when you're out of business, they will then increase the price. It's very, very aggressive. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people have left Amazon and they've gone to Shopify and Etsy. And also Amazon, it charges a lot of money to sell things on there. For example, if you do the Amazon fulfilled by Amazon, they're charging two different fees. They charge a fixed fee for sending the stuff out for each item, and then they charge a percentage, and the percentage is around 15%. You know, 15% is really high. So yeah, I don't think Amazon is good. I do think Shopify and Etsy are much better. And also Amazon is just trying to do too many things. It's trying to sell stuff online. It's trying to host cloud services. It's just trying to do everything. The biggest threat to Amazon is Amazon. Because if you are a huge company and you are trying to do everything, it's very easy for the regulators and the government to come down on you and say, actually, what you are doing is not good, and you need to break your company up. That can happen. Yeah. So I just think for online retailers, Shopify, Etsy, it's better. It is better. Okay, wow. So we have now dropped below 13,100 on the Nasdaq. We are 13,080, around that price. Let me see if I can show you on my computer. One sec. Okay, right. So I drew this before. This is just like my technical analysis. So we are approaching quite an important level here, which is around 13,066. So this could be a support, but ultimately, I think the biggest support is going to be around 12,500. So let me try to draw that on for you. Yeah, it's around this level. Right, I don't think you can see that good. So let me just put this back in here. Right. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so why is 12,500 an important level on the Nasdaq? Because it is near the previous high. The previous high of the Nasdaq in September last year, was around 12,400. So 12,400, 12,500, there's honestly not that much of a difference. 12,500 is certainly a psychological number. It's a number that sticks in people's minds. So yeah, I really like 12,500. think it's a good support. And as long as we stay above 12,500, then we can go to make new all-time highs. Yeah, I mean, it's very much possible we can go to 12,500 and then we can make new all-time highs and go above 14,000. 14,500, 15,000. It is possible. Oops, sorry about that. Jolene, Lucinda, no problem. It is nice to have you on the live stream. Yeah, so is there anything else that you guys and girls you want me to look at? I got my computer right here. I can look it out for you. No? Oh, there is one other thing that I'll look at, which is Ethereum. So ETH, Ether. Right, so with Ethereum, I honestly think Ethereum is too expensive right now. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, like long term, and when I say long term, I'm talking about like 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. I think Ethereum can go to $10,000. But does that mean that Ethereum is going to go from where it is now, $4,000 to $10,000? No, of course not. Just like Bitcoin, I don't think it's going to go from $55,000 to $100,000 in a straight line. I don't think so. So do I think buying it at $4,000 is a good investment? I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. So yeah, with Ethereum, it's just too high. And if I look at what happened, we had a large drop on Ethereum. We reached a high of $4,200, and then we did a huge drop. Let's try to calculate how much of a drop that is. So we went from 4,200 to 3,500. We did a drop of 15% in the space of 24 hours. It's very, very volatile. So yeah, with this, it's very risky. Very, very, very risky. And I just think in general, the crypto market is too expensive right now. And also, there are a lot of immature people that are investing in crypto now. You know, there's a lot of these groups that are popping up, and people are saying, "Oh yeah, I've made $5,000. I've made $30,000 from Dogecoin, from blah 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 token." And these people have never invested in their life. They haven't actually made anything, because all it is just numbers on their phone. Unless you have the profit in your hand, it does not exist. If you make profit on something and you take it out of the market, you can say, I have made $5,000. But crypto is incredibly volatile. And there's nothing stopping Ethereum dropping to $2,000 in 7 days. There's nothing stopping it. It could happen. I don't think it will happen that easily, but I'm just saying. And this is the problem. You see, it's like human psychology. If you know your friend has made a lot of money from something, you're like, oh, I should do that as well. Right? But actually, a lot of people haven't made anything. They haven't made anything because they didn't take anything out. They just buy and hold, buy and hold. And then if one day the rug is pulled underneath their feet, what will they have to show for it? Unless they have the profit in their hands, they'll have nothing to show for it. Yeah. So anyway, I've got some things to do now for my work. Some other things. Sorry about that. So yeah, thank you for watching the live stream. This was my first live stream. And yeah, if you got any other questions, just write them in the comments section and I'll try to respond to them later. So see you.